I am joined on the UK Drum Show official podcast by Mr. Nathan Shingler. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How you doing?
Good. I'm good. What I'm enjoying most is that probably in my 20 years of doing media as a career, I've never had to interview somebody that's wearing the same t-shirt as me. I'm quite enjoying this. Well, very similar, very similar. So I'm
Yeah, mate.
enjoying this. I feel like this was a good
We're
idea.
we're we're, we're on a level here.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Nathan, it's going to be amazing to have you play on the main stage of the UK Drum Show. But just kind of going back a few years, you won the Young Drummer of the Year at a really young age, and that's a huge deal. How did that experience come about, and what shaped you into becoming a drummer?
Um, Man, I used to enter that competition for years. My teacher started entering me from like 9 years old, so it kind of just became like a yearly ritual for like 7 8 years. Um, and I think going through the process of like creating your solos and creating your pieces, all this kind of stuff, I think just became a great process that we really enjoyed. Um, and doing the finals, meeting all the other amazing drummers, meeting the judges and stuff, I think really kind of that does really shape you into it gives you an experience of what kind of being a professional is like, and I think it kind of gives you that networking experience that becomes really valuable for the future. So yeah, man, young drummer's the best, man. The young drummer's the best.
It's incredible that at just 9, 10 years old you had that dedication to pursue that young drummer of the year. Lots of drummers might have entered into that competition and felt that maybe if they got knocked back once or twice or three times, that would have been enough for them to deter them from ever doing that again. But you did it 7 or 8 times every single year. You
Yeah,
seem to
yeah,
have this absolute drive and fire in you.
yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like if it's what you want to do, then you've always just got to gun it and like
Mm.
give yourself no plan B. Um, so that that plan A is always the absolute main focus, and that's just how it has to be, really. If you want to be able to put your all in something, and
Mm.
with drums, man, like that's what I always wanted to do. So it was just a case of that, just like that kind of dedication and never really wanting to fail, but also just loving
Mm.
it. You know,
Mm.
I'm the type of person who only does what they want to,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and only really wants to do something that they enjoy. And playing drums is what I enjoy the most and what I've always enjoyed the most.
Mm.
And yeah, but I don't know. It's like with a competition like that, you kind of that you've only got a certain amount of time to do it.
Yeah.
That Glastonbury,
That's the. I was just about to say Glastonbury's really catching up with you, isn't it?
yeah, it's the dust. Um, yeah, the kind of knowing you have a certain amount of years to really go for it, I think kind of means that even if you get knocked back at a certain point, you go, oh, well, there's always next year. And
Right.
then as you get further towards the end, where you go, well, I've only got a certain amount of years left. Um, so I think it's just you just always want to go because there's only a certain amount of time to
Yes. Yes.
time to do it. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Now we've obviously made mention of Glastonbury. I can see that you've still got the wristband on. An amazing experience. You drummed for quite a few bands over the weekend, but you also did a DJ set on your own. Do you think it's important that drummers hone in on other skills to increase their versatility?
Um. Yeah. Yeah. And I wouldn't just say just drummers as well. I'd just say musicians in general, really.
Mm.
Um, I mean, my solo project stuff is that I produce and I DJ drum and bass music. So it's kind of entirely separate from the drumming. life, and I do want to bring them together and start doing live jungle shows and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
Um,
cool.
but for me, it's always great to sink your teeth into other things that can, I guess, yeah, make you more versatile, but also kind of having something completely separate from drumming,
Mm.
music wise, was great for me just to be a complete novice again. You know,
Yes.
having
Yeah.
like 2 years ago, never produced proper drum and bass music, or never touched a set of DJ decks. To be now doing this thing, it's been great to kind of have that whole learning process start again and really kind of reignite that hunger and that spark for learning new things. And then that also
Mm.
just passes over into the drumming, because suddenly you just go, oh well, now I just want to learn, drink in new things and new knowledge.
Mm.
So yeah, man, I think yeah, if you want to do it, then do it. If it's not your cup of tea, then like cool. But I think everyone should try and be multifaceted in some kind of way. Yeah.
I completely agree. Completely agree. Um, how was Glastonbury? You know, you've played for a few people over the weekend. You're clearly a sought after drummer, and a very very talented one as well.
Oh,
How was it?
thank
How
you,
was
man.
that for you?
It was great. It's my second year this year. I did my first year last year, um, with this amazing trumpet player called Jay Sphinx. And last year was great because everyone else had been loads before, and I was just kind of the little puppy in the group, just kind of like, um, and then kind of going back this year was really nice, just because having that experience meant that I could kind of lead everyone else around a little bit.
Sure.
And it was nice. It was just really nice and settled, man. It was good to see, really good to see familiar faces. I got to take my girlfriend with me this time, so it was great to show
Nice.
her around and show her all the stuff that I've been banging on about for the past year.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's a very intense weekend. Um, I was up till 6 a.m. most nights, and then not sleeping much. But yeah, man, Glastonbury's amazing. If you ever get the chance to go, you should for sure.
Amazing. I'm so happy for you that your career is just on an upward trajectory at the moment, man. It's
Oh,
absolutely
thank
incredible.
you.
Well deserved. You we've mentioned, of course, you've played Glastonbury and you've played some other really big places in the world in your short journey so far as a drummer compared to some of the people that you are sharing a stage with on the 18th and 19th of October.
Yeah.
Now, how does playing Glastonbury compare to playing the UK drum show? What's your thought process for the UK drum show, and how does it differ from what you've been doing over the last few weeks?
Man, it's completely unique, I think. It's completely unique. Like, I think this is the first time I've done drum clinics, masterclasses, or whatever since I was able to play at the show in Mike Dolbear's room back in 2019. Um, and I think when you're playing to drummers, you you sometimes go, oh well, the approach needs to change, um,
Mm.
or whatever. But I think for this time, I'm just gonna play music I enjoy. Just gonna play music I enjoy playing, and just play normally. At the end of the day, like, you want to showcase yourself as a drummer, but in that context, and I'm very lucky that the musical context that I play in are pretty showy and whatever. But at the same time, like, you want to show all your angles, and so yeah, I don't know. I feel very honored to do it. I mean, like, I've been going to drum shows for like 10 plus years now, always
Mhm.
going to the main stages and watching these people and just having my head blown off. Um, so very honored to be doing it this year. I'm just excited to just play some music, play some drums. Really, that's the main thing. Um,
And
and yeah,
not to apply any pressure, but backstage you're going to have people like who are always walking round backstage. Because the great thing about the UK drum show is that all the main stage drummers are hanging backstage behind the curtains watching other drummers as if they're old friends. And obviously, some of them are. But how do you
Mm.
feel about the prospect that you could have Eloy Casagrande watching you drum, Christoph
Yeah.
Schneider from Ramstein watching you drum. You might have Todd Zuckerman, Greg Bissonette, Thomas Lang is opening the weekend. These are drummers that have been doing this a while and could be watching you play, sharing that stage with such icons. Does that add additional pressure, or Nathan, are you somebody that
Um,
takes pressure in your stride?
um, I don't think it adds. I don't think it adds pressure. To be honest, I've been very fortunate to play in front of some amazing, amazing drummers over the years. Doing Benny Greb camps when I was like 14,
Yes.
15. I've had lots of support from people like Richard Spaven. Opened for Herbie Hancock a couple of years ago, and Justin Tyson was stood side stage. I don't think it adds any pressure. I feel like if it's such a lovely community, and it's such a supportive. The drumming community is such a supportive environment that I think everyone kind of enjoys what you do anyway, and I don't think there should be any pressure or there should be any pressure for someone to enjoy what you do. If they're gonna like how you play and what you're doing, then they're gonna like you. And and you just have to play like yourself and
Yes.
hope that people will enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, that's all you can do.
Mm.
You can't play a certain way to try and appease to someone. So yeah, it should be really really fun. I'm very very excited to meet everyone. I am kind of like the outlier uh, on the day, so to speak. So like, yeah, it should be really fun, and just excited to kind of drink in some knowledge from these guys. Yeah, and hopefully they like what I do. But if they
I'm
don't, that's
sure
okay.
I'm sure they will. And you're absolutely right. You know, the drumming community. Funnily enough, I was talking to Mike Johnston about this on another episode of the UK Drum Show official podcast, and we just said, we came to the conclusion that every other musician in the world, whatever instrument they play, they want what the drumming community have got, that openness, transparency, friendship, communication. And I really think that comes from the fact that the drums is a tribal instrument. It's an instrument that is to be enjoyed and practiced as a group, to engage with each other, to make friends. And as I've said elsewhere, you come to the UK Drum Show on a Saturday morning, and you leave on the Sunday night with potentially a new best friend, because it's somebody you might have sat next to in Mike Johnston's exhibition room, or Mike Dolbear's masterclass, or the main stage, and you've shared notes and you realize you've both got this intense and crazy love for paradiddles. So
Yeah,
you and that's what makes the drumming community special. Um, the auditorium where you're playing is going to be filled with people that might be long time Nathan Shingler fans, but they also might be quite new to
yeah.
the party. What would your advice be, Nathan, to a drummer of any age, any ability, any background in music that would love to, climb the ladder that like you have in your career? Playing Glastonbury, rubbing shoulders with Herbie Hancock. All the things that you've done. What's your advice?
Oh man, that's so tricky. Because there's a lot. I mean, I don't know, just have fun. Like it sounds so I think it sounds so kind of uh basic to say, but
Mm.
always kind of having fun, and being nice and being personable as a musician and a person, is always like the most important. Um Always be ready to to learn.
Mm.
Um, there is no ceiling. That's the best thing about this instrument. I think, well, any instrument in general, is that there is no ceiling to where the knowledge and the learning can stop. So always just be open to learn. Um, and if you're younger, get out there, meet other musicians, play in bands. Experience that kind of that community aspect and experience that kind of that live playing aspect
Hmm.
early. And if you're older and stuff, just if you found something that works for you, just keep at it, stick at it. and just see where it goes. And then yeah, just always be open to exploring something new if it excites you, you know, because at the end of the day, like you're only going to end up further than where you started anyway. So
Mm.
yeah, man, yeah.
Love that. I love that. Nathan, you are a wise head
Uh,
on young shoulders, and I
I'm a
can't wait
tired head.
to. Yeah, I did think doing this like a day after Glastonbury. I was wondering how you'd be, but you've done well. Nathan, thank you for coming on the UK Drum Show official podcast, spreading your wisdom. Congratulations on, you know, how you've opened your wings into the world of music at such a young age already. Absolutely smashing it. We in
Oh,
the
thank
drumming
you, Ollie.
community. No, it's true. We're super proud of what you're doing. Super proud of you. We are so glad to have you come and join in our celebrations of drums, drumming, and all things drum related in October at the ACC Liverpool. And I will let you now get back to bed. And
Yeah,
and we will see you across the weekend of the 18th and the 19th of October at the ACC Liverpool.
nice one, Ollie. Thank you so much. Shout out, Meinl.